Good afternoon. This is Apostle Rasa Solomon again. Second video for today, Friday, November 3rd, 2023. Wow, time has flew. November 1st came and God said, watch out for November 1st. Some things happened, but nothing really big. I think he was more so talking about the feds because I told you guys they weren't going to do any more rate hikes this year and they won't do any next year because it's hurting the rich folks. So I'm glad nothing bad happened. But we still got other dates to watch. I think it's the 15th and the 23rd, God told me. And it was another date too. I can't remember. But we pray that nothing bad happens and that if anything happens, something good happens in Yeshua's name. All right. So here we go. This is the series I'm teaching y'all. I taught y'all about the law of oneness. Now I'm teaching you about the law of attraction, the one they be selling y'all, and don't tell you about the other ones that go with it. All right. So here we go. Now, coming back to the law of vibration, we know that everything has a unique vibration. The law of attraction says that vibrations of the same frequency attract each other. Higher frequencies thoughts attract more of the same thing, just as lower frequencies thoughts attract more of the same thing. When you can keep the vibrations high, you will notice that things seem to go your way naturally and spiritually, and things that usually disturb you don't seem to matter anymore. So if you're at that point where things don't matter, that used to bother you, make you upset, cry, sad, depressed, or angry, and they don't bother you no more, and they just shrug off you, that means you have gone higher in the frequencies of the Most High. Now, if you're depressed, lonely, you feel these certain kind of ways, that means you're still dealing in a lower frequency, and you need to ask God to help rise you up. Now, most people like to use the law of attraction to attract things into their lives, a partner, a better job, more money, ministry, whatever. But this sometimes succeed, rarely, but usually it won't last, because if you don't know about the other universal laws that go with it. Now, there are many reasons why people do not find the results from this traditional teaching of the law of attraction. One reason is that they do not realize that there are other laws that could be considered for working with this law. Another reason is that they do not match the frequencies of their desire. It's not enough to want it. You need to merge your frequencies that you want. So let's say you want a spouse, right? But your frequencies is not matching your desires. In your mind, you're like, oh, I'm never going to get this. He's never going to come, or she's never going to come. I got this prophecy 10, 20 years ago. I'm old now. I'm this, I'm that. How's it going to come? So see, you're not matching up what you asked the universe to do for you. So if you're going to ask the universe, which is God, to give you a spouse, then you got to be prosperous about it. You got to have prosper thoughts about it. You got to be like, God, I know it's been a long time. This prophecy ain't going to pass. It seems like it's gone, whatever. But you know what? I trust in you. You spoke it, so you shall bring it to pass. Now we get that we vibe not what we ask for. We have to vibe in order to get what we ask for. Now, I'm sure you all know someone who feels deeply this way. Like Mary wants to attract her dream lover, but she complains that all the good people have already been taken and that dating apps are a waste of time. So Mary's superstition is at odds with her frequency or of her love life that she seeks, contrary to the abundance and love that it excludes a vibration of scarcity and frustration. So she's never going to line up. Mary's never going to line up with the law of attraction if she keeps saying, oh, there's no more good men out there, or Tommy's not going to line up if he says there's no more good women out there. And God in his universe is looking at you like, but you trying to attract the person, you trying to bring this prophecy to pass, but yet you thinking so negative. So see, you are thinking in a lower frequency. So what you desire can never manifest, because you have to be on a higher plane. You have to be on a higher frequency. You have to believe what you desire. If you don't believe what you desire, your desires will never come. You must believe in your desires. Belief in your desires is what brings your desires. And the faith and belief in God is what brings them, right? Now, What Mary needs to do is to clean up her own personal energy around the theme of love and keep her thoughts and actions aligned with it. Now, this does not mean that Mary should pretend that she is not depressed. I suggest she should find a way to truly change her path from frustration to love. So, those of you who are frustrated right now because you don't have your spouse, or you don't have this, you don't have that, you got to remove the frustration. You got to act like you have it. I teach you this all the time. You have to act like you have it. You know, whatever you see in your mind, you can obtain. Whatever you ask for, you can receive. Knock, the door will open, but your mind has to be set that way too. And it's not easy, and I'm not trying to make it easy, because every day you have to keep your mindset thinking in such a good, desirable way, that you can attract these things. See, we can attract anything. This is why God gave us these universal laws, because he knows there's so much density between us in the spirit realm, so it's delayed and stuff coming to us. But if we use these tactics that he taught us with his laws, we can bring things to us much faster. Now, I'm gonna give you some advice. You're like a magnet. Your experiences is the embodiment of your energy. You release consciously and unconsciously. Look around and realize that you are attracting the real environment you live in, right? So, as you know, the law of attraction tells us that like attracts like. So, like money attracts money. So, in order to have the things you want in life, you have to figure out how to vibrate at the same frequency as the things you desire. The more general lesson I'm trying to tell you is that being positive, proactive, and loving will bring more of the same things to your life. At the same time, promiscuous fear, largesse will cause you to have more negative experience in all aspects of life. Like some people, like, oh my gosh, I'm so old now, I can't get married. Oh my gosh, I'm so old now, I can't have a baby. Sarah had a baby at 99. These are fear-mongering thoughts. These are largesse thoughts that you need not have, right? So you have to choose to live positively in order for the law of attraction to create in your life, and for you to have a better life. You can't have no doubt. Most people talk about universal law of attraction. It's often used in manifestation. It says that like attracts like, and you will get what you focus on. Not only that, you must also believe that what you are looking for is possible, similar to the law of vibrations in this way. The important thing is to learn to vibrate at a level that attracts what you are looking for. I'm going to give you an example. If you want to love but don't give love, then you are sending a message to the universe about your priorities. If you repeat a statement but do not believe what you say, it is useless. When you focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, it will appear in your life. So focus more on what you want, and don't focus on what you don't want. God already knows what you don't want. You just pray, God, I don't want this, I don't want that. But what I want is what you want for me. God, I like a man tall and dark. But if you want me to have a man short or like me and light skin, then that's what you want. I line up with you and your universe for whatever you want for me and desire for me. And that will help your desires will come quicker. God already know what you like. And most of the time, God will give you what you like. It's only sometimes he doesn't give you totally what you like, but he gives you something that's totally good for you. But the majority of the time, God gives you what you're attracted to, Now, and the devil does too, so you gotta be careful. So science shows that everything in the universe is ultimately composed of all energy, vibrational frequency. Quantum physics have proved that although matter may appear to be solid, when it is broken down into the smallest components through a higher power of microscopes, it ends up mostly empty space with scattered energy. Now, for us, this comes in the form of thought. The truth or the fact that we care about and believe will eventually be embedded in our conscious and self-conscious and become our vibrations. So if we have negative blockage, this kind of vibration is intimate by us, right? You will see some people walking upright and stand out from the crowd. They really stand out with positive aura, and everyone feels and wants a piece of it. This does not start from the outside. This is what resonates internally in the inside. Now, this law of attraction is action. Many people are afraid that bad thoughts or Bad thoughts are low frequencies and low vibration. Good thoughts are high frequencies and high vibrations. Now, these low vibrations will destroy your life in some way because you don't realize it. The law is not a punishment, but a very clear mirror of our self-esteem and mental being. You are surrounded by the results of decisions made in the past, and you are fully capable of making other decisions and appealing to different environments. So look, I used to always hear this from one of my aunties. You are not your environment. Your environment could become whatever you want your environment to be, right? So if you want an environment of wealth around you, better finances, a prosperous life, career, ministry, prosperous marriage, or you want your prophecies to come to pass about your getting married, having kids, a business, getting healthy, coming out of a wheelchair, coming off of a cane. Even if you have a missing limb, God forbid. I told you about a lady I knew went to heaven, and she saw the room full of different body parts that God give people. Like people waiting for kidneys and this and that. You don't got to wait for somebody to die to give it to you. God has plenty in the heavens. You just ask him to manifest it to you. I've seen God grow people's legs back. I've seen this back in Jersey. What's his name? Forget his name. He's a famous man. He comes on the Word Network. He in Texas too. I literally saw him grow back people's legs. I took a friend that had a tumor. No, it was something else wrong with him. And he healed him. And this man couldn't get a job for years, and he got a job within that same week. But it was another man that went to the church. He had a tumor in his head. He brought the x-ray back because he went to the doctor. The tumor was gone. Right? And and some people came in wheelchairs. He just threw the wheelchairs away. He threw the canes away. And these people walking out like they were like normal people. And so many people had feet, legs shorter than the other, and they grew. So I know God can do these things. I know he can do these things, right? And this man is a true man of God. He's been around for 30 years. He's still on Word Network too. I'm gonna try and go visit him one day when I go visit my brother and sister in Texas, because he's not far from where they are, I think, right? But anyway, God can manifest anything that we want. We have to believe it. You can't just say you desire this and decree and declare this, but in your heart you don't believe. In your mind, you're being weak. Being weak-minded. Then the next day, you're like, "Oh God, this is never gonna happen for me." God, did you change your mind? I've been there before. God, did you change my prophecy? I've been there before. God, did you rearrange my prophecy? I've been there before. God, did you take away my prophecy? I've been there before. Okay, and he's looking at me like, "Why are you?" I mean, look, I got some prophecies 13 years ago that ain't came to pass yet. I got some prophecies that I got 14 years ago. Ain't came to pass yet. I got prophecies about a husband. 10 years, y'all. 10 years. Okay. Ain't come around the corner yet. I've been single for 13 years because I left my fiance when I came to God. God told me he wasn't the man for me, and I left him. It was hard, but I left him. And I've been single for 13, going on 14 good years. I wouldn't even know how to be with a dude. Only that you're going to have to help me get back on the saddle because, really, the memory is gone. And it doesn't even bother me because I'm so content with the Lord. And I'll be like, God, you're going to have to help me get used to having a companion because I've been alone in that type of category for so long. I just love it. And I just love being with Daddy, Mama, and YAHUSHUA. So he's going to have to help me. And he's going to have to help a lot of us. But let him help us. Shalom.